Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to the Monday morning meeting with the Insurance Brothers. Fantastic. I am Ryan Matheson. This is not Andy Matheson, as you can tell. Andy is in Texas right now, hiring directors, out crushing and hustling, which we love. So we have a special guest filling in today, Mr. Sean Mulhern.
How are you? I'm Mulhern.
So Sean Mulhern is one of the top producing personal lines insurance agents in the country. And has now pivoted over to commercial for the past 2 years and is now crushing that. So, yeah. How has the conversion been from different products?
Conversion's been good. It's obviously a little bit different than personal lines, but the principles stay the same.
Right.
You know, you're talking about the same things with clients. You're managing a pipeline. You're hitting people where they need to be hit. It's a little bit more tedious because it's a little bit antiquated, but the transition's been good.
Nice.
It's been good.
Nice. Transition's obviously always hard in your career. But like you said, the principles stay the same of, grinding, marketing, making sure you're doing what you need to do on the phone calls, follow up, all the necessary steps to sell product X, right?
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what you're selling.
The client, they have a need. What's that need? Is it home and auto? Is it general liability? Is it work comp? And my job is just to ask the questions of what do you need and what's the best way to find it, and then get to the grind and hustle and get it.
I love it. I love it. That's why we brought Sean on. He's been a long tenured agent, and he uses a lot of technology in his business, a lot of automation, which is important. And we'll get into that in a bit. But first, I want to hear about your weekend, man. How did it go? What did you do?
2 kids. It was cold. So
super cold.
We stayed in. We didn't do a lot. Housework, house chores. We're going out of town in the following weeks, so we gotta buckle down and get some things done.
I love it. I love it. I had a great weekend as well. I saw The Wizard of Oz, which was riveting.
Ooh.
I'm not a big theater guy, but had fun. Went with friends. Went with you. You were there.
How about that?
So yeah, absolutely. Again, I always talk about weekends, take a little time to unwind. You can't be crushing 24/7. You will burn out. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much coffee you drink. There's no way that you can grind 24/7, 7 days a week. So you got to take time to unwind, do things that you like to do. My son is loving Spider-Man right now. So we've been playing a crap ton of Spider-Man, which is a good excuse for me to play video games.
Really. Honestly, that's actually one of the things I remember when I got started. Ryan was my mentor, and you have a lot of people that grind, work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just hustle. Which you certainly can do that, but who wants to do that?
Yeah,
it's grind from 8 to 5. I remember you saying it. Work on your weekends, enjoy your weekends. This doesn't need to be hard. Just grind when you're supposed to grind, and don't waste time, and then enjoy your weekend because that's why you're working. To see family and friends.
We always do the work smarter, not harder. It's a very coined phrase, and I know it means a lot of different things to different people. But for me, if you're working 80, 90, 100 hours a week at a job that you're not either the owner in or you're making just insane amounts of money, you're working too much, and you're not working smarter. You're not working effectively enough in your business, or maybe you're just in the wrong business.
Or maybe how many people have the problem of, well, how do I get out of this rut where it's just me being able to do it, and maybe offloading some responsibilities to other people or other systems? You think I'm the only guy that can do it, so then you're really stuck in it.
Yeah, nobody wants to be stuck, bro.
That
is the worst thing in the world. No, that's awful. That's awful. So hopefully you guys were able to watch last week's Insurance Brothers Monday morning meeting. We talked about lead gen. And the most important thing with lead gen is not more leads, it's better leads, right? Like everybody's like, give me the leads. Yeah. I need the leads. So funny. And I don't know how many emails you get a week from lead services. Like, oh yeah, you can buy leads from me. 99% of the leads that you buy do not work. They're recycled. Those clients are shopping every single year. I don't care if it's real estate, mortgage, insurance, whatever it is that you sell. The people that shop on those sites will shop you every single year on those sites. So if you're buying leads a year later and you see your client coming through as a lead, that's probably a good indication of that person is price shopping. They don't understand the value that you're bringing to the table as a professional. They're just looking for the best deal. And hopefully everybody that watches our show knows that you're not, you don't cater to the price shopping market. That's not your niche. you're a high-level professional that provides value.
They're going to be tough to deal with too, because they're getting calls from 4 or 5 other people. They're going to go, hey, was it you that called me, or was it the other guy? The fact that they're price shopping, they're maybe not going to be giving you as much information, and just the competition. I don't want to go up to one client when 4 other people are talking to them.
Exactly.
Odds of me getting them while I'm very good, so they're very good, but I don't want to put myself in that spot. I'd rather have somebody that's calling me going, hey, I need insurance, I need X, Y, or Z, and you're the guy. And my guy told me that you're the guy to talk to. Because I almost have to do no work at that point except for just deliver on what, the referral source or whoever I'm getting that lead from, or wherever it came in, presented me as, which it's so much easier. It's, they know my process. You get them what they need, you get them taken care of, and then they're, hopefully a client for a very long period of time.
I love it. They serve it up for you. You're a trusted high-level professional. So last week in our lead gen in part 1, we talked about referral partners. That's a huge piece of lead gen. And that is on the tier of leads right under current client referrals. Because current client referrals are going to close. When you get current client referrals, unless you like royally mess it up, or maybe you're brain dead that day, you're going to close that deal. You got that lead for a reason. You did a great job with our friend, family, whoever it is, and now you're getting that lead. So that's the top tier lead in the scale of leads. Number 2 is going to be those referral partners. And Sean has, worked a lot over the years with referral partner generation, managing those relationships, whether it be on personal lines or now commercial. So love to hear your insight on referral partners.
Yeah, honestly, I remember you preached it a little, background on me. I started with the company. Insurance, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's a fantastic industry.
Everybody loves insurance. Everybody loves it.
When I first started, though, I was doing what most people do. I was hammering just friends and family, which can work and referrals can come from it, but it wasn't the most comfortable for me. You're kind of getting up and running. I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember you telling me, you're like, no, let's build a referral network. Let's put this off a little bit. Let's get the referral network so that you get 10, 15, 30, 50, 60, 80, high quality leads coming in. And so that's where I spent all my time for, what was that, 6 months, 7 months of just grinding, meeting the niches that I wanted to work with, and then developing the relationship. And it's super easy to do, but it's not simple. The hardest part about it is following up with those people, doing the work and not equating your paycheck or the leads coming in right away with the work you did that month, because that type of work takes 90 days.
It's getting out of the W-2 mentality of hourly wage and what you feel like you're worth. Your worth goes up as you get better at your job.
Absolutely.
And you said something interesting, and I hate when a salesperson goes into an organization and their manager, their mentor, whoever it is, goes, all right, man, friends and family, write down 50 names. Why would I, as a brand new person, say I'm selling life insurance, and as a brand new person, go to my friends and family who know that I just started and ask them for their business? Like, they don't trust you. You just started. That's like going to a doctor that just got into medical school yesterday. It's like, you can do my calf implants, make it happen. Like, why would you do that? So what I always preach to my producers is, let's go out and get referral partners day one. And then it's funny, over time, when you don't ask your friends and family for business, they almost get, not offended because that's not the word, but they get kind of like, well, is my business not good enough? Now this person is crushing it, and they come to you.
Exactly.
And so that's when you win the business, and it's a way more comfortable conversation when you're winning your friends and family based on the fact that they know you're the professional. Like, man, like, good news. I have someone in the family that is an authority figure in what I need. They're not coming to me day one of their career begging for my business, but I'm now coming to them say, hey, can you help? So
well, let's be honest, who are the hardest people to sell anyway? To deal with.
And the biggest pains in the ass. Like,
if something's going to go wrong, there's going to be something that's tough to deal with. They're going to ask, not that questions are bad, but they're not going to treat you like the authority you are if you come right out of the get-go, because they want to make sure that you're doing it right.
It's a handout.
But like you said, if they're looking at you going, well, why hasn't he asked me for my business? And then something comes up and then they do reach out to you. You're the expert and you get to dictate the conversation. You're in the power position of, I don't need your business. I'm here to help you. And it's the tables have turned from just saying,
Yeah.
hey, can you help me out so I
Yeah.
can learn this business? You know, when, you know, at the end of the day too, you get 4 or 5 names, you get, you know, some family members. It's only one deal.
Right.
You know, the guy that's just calling those 50 family members,
Right.
they're getting maybe 50 deals, and maybe that production is a little bit higher and their results look better.
Sure.
Maybe their paycheck is slightly better, but
Sure.
let's be honest, it's not gonna be that great.
Yeah.
Versus the guy who's not even focused on that. He's putting sales second, but he's developing that network.
Yep.
That 90 days, it might look like, oh, this guy's not doing anything.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, you get 3, 4, 5, 6 referral partners that are sending 3, 4, 5, 6 leads a month, and now you're going, oh my gosh, I got to do this a little bit quicker. And,
yeah.
you know, it's filling it up every
And
month.
then the guy that or gal that focused on friends and family for the first 3 months, that list has now ran out, that awkward list
Then
of
what?
emails and phone calls, and now you're
Then what?
like, oh, now what? It's a very backwards way of training salespeople, and I don't believe in it. I am wholeheartedly against friends and family right off the
Yeah.
bat. I don't think it works. I think it's awkward. I'm a firm believer in deal with strangers for the
Totally.
first 3 months, so that if something goes wrong, you're never going to see that person
Yeah,
again
exactly.
anyway. And hopefully they're more
It's learning.
understanding to the
It's
fact
learning.
that they don't know you're new, because you don't have to say that. Fake it till you make it, right? Hopefully you're studying your craft and taking the time to get up to speed quickly. But you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. You know, you're on to the next. That guy doesn't know you from Adam.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Just
Yeah.
well, that didn't go so
Whoops.
well. You learn something new.
It happens.
You get better for the next one.
Everybody has to start somewhere. So building on those referral pieces of the pie, if you want to call it that, we want to talk about some other ways that you can generate business in addition to that. Now, I'm a firm believer in spending a lot of your time with the referral partner network, and obviously current client referrals are always nice. So I want to make sure I make that clear. I always recommend that you spend most of your time on the referral partner generation and nurturing, because those are the best leads.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
But there are other ways that you can get business. And one of the ways that we've become very proficient at, Sean is actually very proficient at, is social media. Social media is a very powerful tool these days in getting leads, particularly for his business on LinkedIn. But it just depends on the business you're in. If you're going after, home and auto and life and, the normal stuff that everybody buys, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat are going to be your markets. If you're going after business owners like Sean is, he's going to go on LinkedIn. So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about what you do on social media to get business.
Yeah, I spend a lot of my time on LinkedIn since it's, commercials mostly what I do. I'm reaching out to business owners in specific niches. And the LinkedIn tool is fantastic. You can search pretty drilled down to exactly what you want. Do I want a CEO? Do I want a CFO? Do I want a CFO of a construction company?
Yep.
Do I want it of an electric company? Do I want companies of 5,000 employees or less, 5,000 and higher? You can really dial in exactly who you're going to look at, so that I'm not just shooting fish in a barrel and just connecting with everyone. I'm connecting with the exact person, the exact audience that I want to talk to.
Sure.
But 2, once I've connected with them, going back to the referral network, LinkedIn is kind of a referral network in its own, because once I've connected and we've chatted, we're networking, and they're seeing the content that I put out. When I work with a client on XYZ deal, I jump back onto LinkedIn. I put, hey, just helped, XYZ company who's in this space with XYZ policy. And sure enough, the people that I've connected with that are in my sphere of influence, my network, they're going to see that. And they're going to be at least a little interested. Oh, he's doing this.
Yeah. And maybe you'll bring a new idea to the table that triggers them and say, ooh, that's interesting. Or, my agent isn't on LinkedIn.
My agent's not doing this.
I don't get any educational value or new ideas coming to the table. So talk to me on LinkedIn. So you target your market and your specific individual within that company who is most likely the decision maker of who you want to get with. What is your process for, okay, I connect with them and then they connect with me? Do I pick up the phone and call them? Is it a sequence of messages? Like how do you do that?
Good question. Yeah, because picking up a business card, or connecting on LinkedIn, so what? You can grab a connection. You could have 10,000.
Hopefully it's a metal business card.
I would hope so. I mean, if anyone saw the post and doesn't have it yet, what are you doing?
Paper cards drive me nuts. So.
I literally just threw out, till change the subject, I threw out all my old business cards, all the paper ones. I looked at them and it just, I don't want to feel bad, but I didn't feel good holding them. I didn't want to hand them out.
No.
The the metal cards.
Probably game changer.
Biggest business upgrade you can make. But anyway, so when I'm just getting started, when I was training my team, when I got going, what I would do is I would reach out to 10, 15, 20, 50 people a day, whatever it was in the niche that I was going for. And then the next day, first thing I would do is I would check who connected, or I would do it the night, that night, depending on the day, maybe in the afternoon, who just connected back, who accepted the request. I do a little bit more research on them. I click their page, at a baseball game, a basketball game, you got your phone right there. You can do it right there.
Yep.
Take a quick peek.
Yep.
For me, I'm pretty aggressive about it. I want to make things happen quicker. If the phone number was listing on their contact info, pick up the phone.
Nice.
So many people, when I picked up the phone, were like, did you just call me? Like, we just connected on LinkedIn. You called me right away?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to hustle like that. I used to hustle like that.
Yeah.
I need to do that more.
And see, that's a good point, because that's bringing in some of the new school and the old school, right? Because obviously we want to use technology to our advantage.
Yeah.
But picking up the phone is such a underutilized tool now, because people are so comfortable with just email and text and, shoot me a message and blah, blah, blah. So you're right. I think people are surprised. You're like, why are you calling me right now?
Yeah.
It's like,
nobody else called me. It's just it's the ultimate way to stand out. You can, if you're in sales, hopefully you're good on the phone. Hopefully you're good at talking to people. Hopefully you work on your tonality, inflection, and so much communication is lost in text that you can't be you. If you're funny, it's hard to be funny through text.
And it's hard to create rapport
with
the person. They don't really know, like you said, who you are. So you're on LinkedIn, you connect, and then it kind of gives you a reason to call as well, right? Because you say, hey, the reason for my call.
We just connected. I saw that you do X, Y, Z. Here's what I do. Yeah. I would always start with offering some value. Who are you looking to connect with? How can I be of service to you? Is there anyone in my network you're looking to talk to? Tell me about your business. Tell me about what you do.
Yeah.
So first off, I would, if the phone number's there, call it.
Right.
That is, fish in a barrel. Super easy to do, and nobody does it, especially the people that you connect with that have their phone number in their name.
It's money.
They're asking you to call them, so call them.
Yep.
Second, if the phone number's not there, email. I would go right to the email.
Yep.
People can be on LinkedIn, they can be off LinkedIn, they can be in one day and out for 6 weeks.
Yep.
So I would email them. Same thing. Hey, we just connected. Would love to chat. See a little bit more about what you do. If you're searching their page and oh, you went to KU. I know you bring up KU. If someone went there, it's instant
KU people are nuts. So that is an easy. Yeah. It's an easy way to connect.
I even bring it up. Oh, I saw you went to KU. Or, I know a couple of buddies that went to KU. I used to go out there. So find out some information about them, bring it up so it looks like, think about if somebody called you, they knew where you went to college, some of the work that you've done, and they want to meet you. Everyone is susceptible to flattery,
right?
And be like, oh, this guy reached out to me and wants to talk to me. Well,
I'll grab man, I must be important.
So the phone first, email, and then last case scenario, LinkedIn message, and then from there, it's messaging.
Right.
It's what's your sales cycle? What's your prospecting cycle? Are you reaching out for just a coffee? Are you reaching out to sell something specific?
Right.
Are you going to do that over one message, 2 messages, or 5 messages? Are you going to do it over 2 days, 5 days, or 2 weeks?
Yep.
So at that point, having a CRM and something to systemize and remind you to, you'd go in, you reach out, you connect, you shoot your message, and then the next day you wait. The day after, maybe you send another one, and kind of go through the low-hanging fruit.
So you said something interesting earlier. When you first make contact, you're not hammering them over the head with like, hey, you should buy my products.
Right.
Like, buy now, or like switch to me, or like,
exactly.
Obviously never throw your competition under the bus. Like, oh, your agent sucks. You should work with me because I'm better, and here's why. Like, you don't want to do that. So it sounds like you're maybe introducing like an idea.
Exactly.
Or, hey, have you thought about this? Like, hey, I worked with, a company similar to yours, and they were feeling this pain point. Do you resonate with that, or is that something that you do with?
Again, it kind of goes back to offering some value, and then very similar to what we were talking about with your friends and family. When you're positioning and posturing yourself as the expert and have an air about you that I don't need your business. Obviously, I want your business, but I don't need it. You need me a little bit more than I need you, because I'm on LinkedIn and there's a zillion people to talk to, and you just got lucky that Sean Mulhern reached out to you. So, offering a little value, but letting them know at the same time, if you have these pain points, and I've been able to help some people in your same space, with them. So absolutely. Giving a little bit of value to them instead of just asking for something.
And I think that's important to understand, especially when you're a newer salesperson, and it's easy to sound desperate.
Yeah.
Like, like I had a bad month last month. Like my boss really thinks that I'm not a good salesperson, when in fact I'm doing the things that I need to do. Like Sean said, it just takes some time. For instance, with my referral partners, for leads to catch up.
Yeah.
And the most important thing that you need to realize when you're reaching out to people is, do you sound desperate?
Yeah.
Like that is, people can smell desperation from a mile away, and they can smell someone who comes to them again with an idea, with just a reach out. Hey, I just want to introduce myself. I'm an authority figure in this space. I've worked with businesses like yours. I've got, I found this, that, and the other was always a problem.
Yeah.
And I found a solution that I would love to share with you at some point. It kind of leaves them wanting more. And then they're like, wow, that was an interesting phone call. Like I've never had someone reach out to me with an idea with no hook of like, hey, and by the way, I want your business.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, how many people reach out to you on LinkedIn that say, hey, I found this, I'm a recruiter for X, Y, and Z.
Right.
We have this opportunity, and it's like, 8 paragraphs long. And it's like,
bye.
Oh, even if you just started with, hey, I have an idea. Are you open to chatting?
Exactly.
Put the power back on the other person. Say, hey, here's what I do. Here's how I might be able to help.
Yep.
If you've got interest, great. If not, no big deal.
Yeah.
It's no problem.
And that's why it's so important to utilize this strategy, as a sidecar to your current client referrals and your referral partner generation. Because if you're doing everything cohesion, you're not going to sound desperate with this strategy, because you're getting leads in other ways.
Yeah.
And so this is almost just like a bonus.
Yeah.
Like, if I call Greg Jones, who owns a large construction company, cool. If he wants to meet with me, if we hit it off and he likes what I have to say, that's just a bonus.
Yeah.
And so this strategy is not the end all be all, and don't make it so. You need to realize that where you're spending your time on the core strategies of driving and consistent daily leads is important. This is a sidecar to bigger business. So I think that's important to know.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, there's one thing I've been looking at doing too, where you can, everything's the same.
Yep.
You have your referral network, your referral partners, you've got, you have them on some sort of an email list, a campaign, to just keep them in touch. Hey, here's what I'm doing, that's relevant to your industry.
Yes, and that's interesting as well.
Yeah, so the difference, the same thing with LinkedIn, you're posting that to the whole network. Well, I've been very interested in creating groups for each of those niches. So if you've got 4 or 5 referral partner, segments or verticals you're going after, typically you're going to segment those as your emails anyway. So if I'm going to reach out to, say a lender and a realtor, they might have similar emails I might send my newsletter to, but I might segment them because one's something that I can do is very specific.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at creating specific groups within LinkedIn for, each of the different niches and verticals I go after.
Yep.
Because then again, it's a kind of a twofold approach. When I reach out to them on LinkedIn, if I say, hey, I've worked with an electric company and they had these problems, and I don't know if you're having those or not, but I'd love to help. If they reply back, hey, no problem. I'm good with my guy. I'm like, great, no problem. I have a specific group for electrical contractors. Why don't I send you the private invite link? You can get in, and I just post relevant info to your industry.
Yeah.
Whether you work with me or not, let's just make sure that you're getting the best info. And then what does that do for me?
What a great touch.
I'm putting my information in front of them. They, again, know that I'm not just hunting them down, and I'm not going to bombard them. I'm there when they're ready.
Right.
But then they're looking at me as the expert.
Yeah.
This guy's my agent's name.
And who's next in line?
It all goes back to the exact same kind of philosophy of reaching out and connecting and growing a network and putting information in front of people.
I love it. Lastly, I want to talk about automation, because I know you're huge on automation.
I love it.
And, I've been a victim of it, where I'm doing things and I'm like, this is so repetitive. And why am I doing this? This is mindless.
Yeah.
And I'm taking up hours of my day doing things that, could easily be automated in my process. And I think you read a book. Who was it? Whose book was that you read? Was it Tim Ferriss?
Oh, yeah. Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Workweek.
Yeah, 4-Hour Workweek. And he talks about anything that you are doing repetitively or, you should be automating.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how you automate.
Yeah, man. That's one of the items that keeps me up at night. Keeps me that and the kids.
It's the first thing I think about when I wake up in the morning.
Automation is easy like anything else, but it just takes a little bit of thought.
Sure.
Every 3 months, I look at how I operate. How am I taking a client from start to finish? All those little benchmarks in there that you hit where you need to do X, Y, or Z. every sale is the same.
Right.
You know, there's bottlenecks in it.
Sure.
Identifying what the bottleneck is and then systemizing it to a step-by-step, paint-by-numbers approach so that anyone can do it.
Yep.
Allows you to then go, cool, anytime I can get someone to here, I can then send this out to whatever the system is,
Yep.
whether it's a button push or an email, or outsourcing it to somebody.
Yep.
You know, it takes off a lot of time. So when it really hit home for me was, again, after reading that, the 4-Hour Work Week with Tim Ferriss, was 80% of your day or 80% of your business is going to be from 20% of the people, or 80% of your leads are coming from 20% of your activity. So how can I spend more time in that area?
Yep.
You know, so for me, it's not beneficial for me to fill out paperwork.
Right.
That doesn't make me any money.
Right.
You know, in the end it does, but
it's a speed bump.
It's a speed bump. And my skill set, once I've taken the time to generate, you know, the, you know, where I'm at in business and the reason people are calling me, they're not paying me to write down the papers.
Right.
They're paying me to put and package and put things together.
Yeah.
So what I'll end up doing is I'll systemize anything I can. I've used virtual assistants. Virtual assistants are
Talk to me about that. Where do you find your virtual assistants?
So I've got some that work, honestly, anywhere. You can find some on websites like Fiverr, Upwork out here, kind of a la carte basis. You can find some in India, the Philippines.
Yeah.
Honestly, a quick Google search of virtual assistant, and even virtual assistant for the type of work you're doing, you'll find some people.
Right.
I've got a very good set of one. You can message Ryan and
reply on our thread here on LinkedIn with questions, or I can get you with Sean and he can certainly refer some resources over. But you've had good success.
Oh man, the one I use is great. Whenever I have a call for a new project I'm working on, they bring on 4 or 5 different people so that there's no loss of communication.
Right. And they're pretty thorough.
They're very thorough. We go through it. They reiterate what I'm doing within 30 minutes after the 30 minutes after the call. They're sending me a recap email of, hey, here's exactly what we thought, how we're going to do it. And then they give me updates every week. Here's how much this is. And I pay them a la carte. I get one big package of hours. It's incredibly cheap. It's quite a bit more cost effective than actually hiring an assistant. And they're incredibly professional. Everything I've been able to give them, you know, saves me countless hours.
Yeah.
If you can think, you know, let's say you, just as a number, say you have 50 leads coming in for something that you're doing, and each one of those leads has a monotonous task. That's 5 minutes.
Stack it up.
It's 250 minutes. That's 2 hours, you know, 2.5 hours a month that you're not getting back, that you could be spending on LinkedIn. You could be spending making phone calls,
referral partner generation,
meeting people. So that's a big one that I use, the virtual assistants.
Nice. Nice. Well, that is all the time we have today for the Monday morning meeting. I hope you guys found value. We want to thank Sean for filling in for Andy. And we'll have you on again. This guy crushes it in business and sales. He has it down to a T. Again, we want to hear your comments. So any questions, comments, anything you have, we want to help you guys grow your business. This is our give back to the sales community. So anything you want, questions, anything you have, let us know. And crush this week, man. Don't make excuses on why you didn't have a good week. Or don't say, oh, I could do it again. I could do it next week. I'll do it next week. You know,
do it right now.
Yeah,
do it Monday. What better time?
Do it right now. Monday.
Do something right now.
Most important day of the week
is going to feel good that you did something new, something marketing, something to grow your business.
So take tidbits of this meeting, implement it in your business today, and we look forward to next week's Monday morning meeting.
Excellent.
Thanks, guys.